Did you know human brains are made to be attracted by novelty? So a new experience or an image that you've never seen before can actually make you happy. The culinary world definitely plays a part in this. Besides from cooking delicious food, chefs are always tirelessly trying to create new dishes to make new sensations for us. Among the world's cuisines, chefs that cook Italian food are known to be the most adventurous. So I wonder, what's the secret weapon in delighting their diners?
The secret weapon that all chefs who master an Italian cuisine have is that they aren't afraid to innovate. This cooking philosophy explains why Italy's culinary culture has nurtured countless chefs from around the world. Take this appetizer as an example. Sea urchin and chips don't structure a partnership very often, but when the two are laid in the chef's hands, a creative dish is born. Apart from the freshest and tastiest ingredients, it takes a spark of creativity to make the magic happen. With salmon roe and garlic foam on top, this roasted clam revealed the innovation and the pursuit of beauty in Italian cooking.
We all have our own pasta story, whether pasta is the first dish that kick-started our culinary journey, or it's the food that plays a crucial role in building our relationship with our significant other. Pasta is undoubtedly beloved to all. And for Chef Ken, his pasta story starts off with cheese. There are certainly plenty of cooking methods to take care of pasta nowadays. But to Chef Ken, the best way to bring the best out of this comfort food is to cook in a hollow cheese wheel. Once the pasta is cooked, Chef Ken twirls the hot pasta in a large cheese wheel. The pasta absorbs the cheese and is topped with black truffles. All I can say is the cooking method is absolutely simple and beautiful to watch. The pasta is very creamy and cheesy, and the fragrance of black truffles perfume the dish. So each strand of pasta is covered in cheese. It's definitely a pasta that shouldn't be missed by cheese lovers.
Selecting the finest ingredients and cooking them with creativity and passion is what Chef Ken cares about the most. His expert knowledge and a great variety of ingredients allow him to create more interesting and toothsome dishes for his diners. With extraordinary cooking technique, diners aren't just enjoying the delicious food, but also the talent of the chef.
Whether it's a modern or a traditional approach, Italian cuisine is characterized by its simplicity. Most recipes have just a handful of ingredients, and the focus is always on the relentlessly fresh seasonal items. I believe this is what sets Italian food apart and makes it a favorite around the world.
Hong Kong used to be a light manufacturing powerhouse, but nowadays products that have a Made in Hong Kong label are no longer mass-produced in a factory. Rather, there's been an increase in intricate handcrafted products that are proudly made right here in Hong Kong, and the popularity goes beyond the region's borders. With a true passion for the art of jewelry making, Sally has always been interested in becoming a jewelry designer at an early age. After witnessing the slow death of fine jewelry making in diamond ateliers, Sally decided to leave her career in finance to create her own diamond brand to keep the art of craftsmanship alive. Hi Sally, could you tell us the heritage of diamond handcrafted jewelry in Hong Kong?
Sure, well actually Hong Kong has a really rich heritage for fine jewellery manufacturing, and it stems back from around the 60s, 70s when there was a lot of British Navy and American Navy coming to Hong Kong and demanding souvenirs when they came to Hong Kong and were choosing diamond jewelry. So that's what really stimulated the industry here.
So they were just casually picking up some diamonds for the way home.
I guess, yeah. So it became a popular place to buy diamond jewelry, Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
And there were many workshops that that were started in Hong Kong, and they were started by jewelry shops, and that stimulated the workshop that would attract young Hong Kong men, and they generally had to come from trusted families to work in these kind of workshops.
Okay, interesting. So was there any particular reason why you decided to honor this fine jewelry making?
I arrived in Hong Kong about 15 years ago, and my ambition was to try and attract Hong Kong's most talented jewelers. Because as a jewelry designer, I know that quality of craftsmanship is key. And Hong Kong having this heritage of having really fine diamond jewelers, I really wanted to create a reputation of having the best.
Now there's a lot of machines that's actually mass producing jewelry at this time. How are you able to create fine jewelry when there's a lot of machines, mass producing them?
Yes, that's actually an interesting question, because the way that jewelry manufacturing is done now is a lot by mold and machine. And actually Hong Kong lost a lot of its trade to China when this kind of mass production became really big in like the 2000s. The result is just not the same. You just don't get the same finesse with a machine-made piece of jewelry as you do with handmade.
So this really is a case of quality over quantity. You guys don't, you're not an assembly line, but it's like really all about the craftsmanship.
Absolutely, yes. Although the way that we manufacture jewelry is going to have to change, because it is a dying art. There's very few really skilled hand-making jewelers left in Hong Kong these days.
Okay.
And they will have to adopt some technologies into the way that they do manufacture just to keep up with the times, because it really is a dying art.
Design inspiration comes in all shapes and sizes, and taking inspiration from your surroundings is probably the best way to infuse something new and fresh into your designs. But to Sally, her design inspiration might surprise you in some ways. Now let's talk about where your design inspiration comes from then.
My design inspiration personally comes from my customers.
Okay.
We specialize in bespoke handmade jewelry, so the process is quite different to the experience where you would walk into a shop and buy something off a shelf.
Right.
So it starts with the client. So I really try to understand their personality, and I think, like the way that you wear your jewelry really does say a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
So I really like to design for my clients, so the inspiration comes from them first and foremost, and then I really do like to incorporate some of my style, like the way that I think designs need to be made to look really beautiful as well.
Oh, that's nice. Now, how do you incorporate a client's idea into your designs?
Well, as a bespoke jeweler, we're all about taking the client's ideas and making them a reality for them. So it's really understanding what the client likes, what appeals to them in terms of style, and helping them create that.
Now, out of all the jewelry designs that you've made, which one is your favorite and why?
Well, actually, the ring that you're wearing at the moment, Lena, is one of my favorites.
This one?
Yes, and there's not a lot to the design itself. As a jeweler, actually, myself, I really love really simple and classic and wearable jewelry. But what makes this piece really special is actually the diamonds. So this piece is actually set with old mine-cut diamond, which is one of my favorite cuts. And they're very rare these days, and the design was all about showing off all the stone from all different angles.
Right, I disagree. You say that the design is really simple, but I think that's what makes it so beautiful, because it really just highlights the beauty of the diamond itself. Yes. Now, a lot of people admire diamonds in general, but what's something that you want your clients to take away from your fine jewelry?
Something that I'd like them to understand is there is a difference between just your average kind of jeweler and fine jewelry making. So the fine master jeweler, he follows like the 10 steps in the process to create the fine jewelry, where many mass manufactured jewelries will cut out a lot of those steps, and the result that you get out of fine jewelry is that finesse, that softness and fluidity that you get out of like really beautifully crafted jewelry.
So what's the next big thing for you, Sally?
Well, I have an invitation to design for one of my gem merchants who specialises in really large and very important stones.
Okay.
And this opportunity is going to give me real creative freedom to design something that I'm inspired by, and I guess that, can really challenge me with my artistic direction.
That's amazing. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
After the break, experience holistic health as an approach to life and celebrate the transformative nature of makeup. People say great things take time. Patience and hard work are two very important keys when it comes to success, no matter what it is that you're doing. Whether it's building a business empire or living a healthier lifestyle, progress takes time and commitment. Chinese medicine practitioner Sin Leung knows it all so well. Shifted from the business field to traditional Chinese medicine, Sin is now an entrepreneur with a clear vision to make health and wellness accessible for all. Let's learn about her unique ways to stay well one drink at a time. What's your take on traditional Chinese medicine?
I still see there's a misconception within the general public that Chinese medicine is all about bitter medicine, impossible to follow lifestyle changes coupled with really complicated theories. So in my social media channels, I try to explain to the general public in an easier manner about TCM concepts.
So as a TCM practitioner, what does holistic health mean to you?
To me, holistic health means balance. So from a dietary to a lifestyle habits, it has to be balanced. Because in TCM value, preventive healthcare and a less use of intervention and medicine in general is valued highly.
Could you share with us more about your beverage business? How does it come hand in hand with your TCM background?
Our health beverage business is part of the multidimensional wellness platform. Each drink comes with a healing effect that target different body symptoms and body types. So also, to enhance our health aspect, we use only fresh ingredients and avoid using preservatives and additives. And also, to enhance the education aspect, some menus are divided into 7 categories. And to name a few, there is feeling annoyed, feeling tired, and this is only to avoid the confusion of the complicated traditional Chinese medicine terminology that people would likely get confused with, such as damp or heat.
So what are your 2 favorite drinks on the menu and what are the health benefits?
I would recommend drinking the pear and osmanthus rice water and also the detoxifying fig leaves drink. Because for the osmanthus and pear, it is best for the autumn weather to relieve some symptoms like dry skin or coarse voice. But together there's also the rice water in it, which can enhance your digestive system. And the other one would have fig leaves and also orange and lavender. It would help relieve some heat symptoms from your body, and it tastes really yummy.
Big changes in health always start with small changes in your everyday habits. But when it comes to developing healthy habits, aside from starting small, starting early is just as important. As a mother of 2, what are some keys to raising healthy kids?
Children's digestive systems are not fully developed, so it's important for them to keep a healthy, balanced diet and lifestyle. Because when there is a healthy digestive system, that is only when your body can absorb the nutrients from the food you consume. So what I focus with my own kids would be to have less cold and raw food, such as fruit juice, salads, and ice cream.
So what are some beverages or snacks that you make for your kids at home?
Children still tend to like sugary stuff a lot. So instead of ice cream, I would offer them maybe jelly, and sometimes I would make homemade jellies and adding rice water to it as a base. And also I would make some rice water-based smoothie to them, so at the same time it would not be too cold, and there's also an element that could help strengthen your body.
And you could also put less sugar, right?
Oh yes, I put less sugar, so I use more ingredients that have a natural sweetness to it.
From your point of view, what are some most commonly seen health issues among city dwellers?
Hong Kong people are generally very busy. Like, they would make use of all the time they have in hand and live by the motto of work hard and play hard. In a TCM perspective, living a busy life, no matter for work or for play, will also induce the qi stagnated body type, which would show in symptoms such as constant sighing, mood swings, or agitation out of nothing, or bloated or feeling fatigue. That's why when you go for a cup of coffee or even milk tea, you could instead go for a cup of floral fragrant tea, so that would help smooth the qi and blood flow in your body to reduce those side effects.
How can we improve our overall health through eating and drinking?
In TCM theory, the liver and the stomach work closely together. So when you're feeling stressed all the time, it will add burden to your spleen and stomach, which is the digestive system. So my recommendation is, especially when you cannot take out the stress from your living habits, intake less raw and cold food, and also take a cup of rice water a day. That will help strengthen your spleen and stomach.
Does this apply to both men and women? Because the saying is always, women should stay away from cold beverages.
Yes, it applies to both men and women, as holistic health is based on body type, not age and gender. That's why it's applied to all.
Generally speaking, dolling up is something that all girls love to do. There's so many different ways to doll up. Some people like to get a new hairdo, some people like to mix and match fashion pieces and add different accessories. But for me, makeup is the most important. It's where my inner glow comes from.
Makeup is about inner power. It's about unleashing that inner confidence from within. It's a transformative tool that shines through your eyes, your soul, and your smile.
Meet Natasha Moore, a beauty guru who started off as a makeup artist and now an entrepreneur who's launching her own cosmetics across Asia. For Natasha, makeup is something beyond just a visual impact. It is also something that could empower and truly lift spirits. Being in the makeup industry for 6 years, what are the different cosmetic needs of women of different ethnicities?
I think for everyone, it's just kind of keeping it to your natural self and not overdoing your makeup look, because the more you do and the more you try and look like someone else, it's really not going to make you feel confident. And I think confidence is the most important part of makeup. Like, that's the reason why we do makeup, right? To feel that inner power.
So what led you to start your brand?
So I started off as a makeup artist, and every time I would do someone's makeup, they would sit on my makeup chair, they would look in the mirror and they'd say, "Oh my God, I look so beautiful." And for me, I really didn't understand that theory because I grew up super insecure. So I think just seeing that and hearing a woman look in the mirror and say, "I'm beautiful," for me was just a game changer. It was a complete shocker.
It was like a satisfaction.
Yeah.
What goes behind the creative process in developing your products?
So I get inspired by my clients. Every time I've used a product on them, before I even launched my brand, I would see that there weren't products in the market that would last long or would really have a lot of pigment on their lips, for example. So the first product I ever launched was a lipstick. And it was actually a liquid lipstick, so it lasts really long, it doesn't come off, it's 14 hours long lasting, and it's moisturizing at the same time. What I've figured with my clients is that they're out, I mean, if they're getting married, they're out from like 10 a.m. till 2 a.m., right? The last thing they want to do is look and say, "Oh my gosh, how do I look?" They need that confidence boost that my makeup's on the whole day. From there, I moved on to lipsticks that have a mirror and a press release button, so they're really good for on the go. And then I developed concealers, because I really do believe that a clean base makes you really confident. It's hard to create something that is moisturizing, that doesn't really get, really crease, exactly. So I wanted a light formula, but heavy coverage.
So how did you decide my makeup today?
Well, you're a naturally beautiful girl.
Oh.
So you don't need a lot of makeup. And in general, I don't like doing a lot of makeup. I really do believe less is more. I just want to highlight the natural features that you have. So I concealed under your eyes, I contoured because you like a little contour. And I think the pop of lip, because you have such a beautiful lip shape. And then obviously with your mascara, I don't think you need false lashes with these beautiful, long, accentuated lashes.
So can you share with us some of your beauty hacks?
Oh, one of the things I actually used on you was instead of using a blush, because I wanted a little bit more natural and like more of a tint, I used a liquid matte on your cheeks and I just kind of blended it out. So you'll see on your face actually, you have this like gorgeous pinky glow. I'm more of a person that believes in shortcuts. And
multifunctional.
Exactly.
What about skincare hacks?
I think skincare is so important because once your base is clean, then anything you apply on top, it just looks more natural. It takes me longer to remove my makeup at night than to actually put on my makeup. Yeah, I do a whole, let's say 10-step process. Yeah, it's literally a ritual. So I remove my makeup with a makeup remover, and then I cleanse and moisturize. Sometimes use a mask almost every night actually. I also use a jade roller because that really gets rid of inflammation on your face. So much dedication, I swear.
So if you had to choose 3 makeup products that you absolutely can't live without, what would they be?
Concealer, mascara, lipstick.
Basically the things you put on me.
Exactly, because I think that you can use the 3 things to kind of play around with everything, because even if you didn't have an eyeliner, you can kind of use your mascara, another hack, to kind of put it in. If you didn't have your blush, you could use your lipstick. Concealer is just important.
So what's the best part of being a makeup artist?
the fulfilling factor of seeing someone feel beautiful. If I've ever had someone look at me unhappy, which I haven't, touch wood, but if I ever had, I think that would break my heart because it's just the feeling of seeing someone feel good about themselves. That's exactly why I do everything that I do.
My everyday makeup is quite simple, and the makeover that Natasha did for me today is similar in the sense that it goes for that simple, natural look, but at the same time, it really accentuates my features, bringing out that inner confidence. That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we've introduced, remember to log on to our website. In the coming weeks, we will continue to help you find the key to a sweet life. Join us to savor gourmet from around the world, be healthy and happy from the inside out, keep up with the latest trend in every aspect of life, connect with inspiring people from different backgrounds, and check out ways to look gorgeous. Be sure to tune in again next time.